This is a test. We could do a video and an audio podcast. Are you kidding me? Is this possible? Is this possible? Well, that's what we're going to find out right now. I'm in my car. Lately I'm not driving my car a lot, and the battery died, and so I called AAA, and he said, "Yeah, if you're not going to drive the car as much, you need to run it for 30 minutes. Just run it in place for 30 minutes." And in order to not let the battery go. 30 minutes, he said. Is he working for Big Gas? I think he's working for Big Gas. That's what I think is happening. I think he is working for Big Gas. And he wants me to expel more fuel for 30 minutes. So then I thought to myself, well, maybe I should record the podcast in my car while I'm letting it do its thing. How about that? Maybe that's what we need to do. Maybe that's the plan. And we can do a video and an audio podcast. Isn't that something? Now people if you want to watch it on YouTube and you want to look at my face as I'm talking to you, you can look at my face. Or if you just want to listen to the audio version, you can just listen to the audio version. Isn't that wonderful? Isn't that wonderful? Modern technology, people. Modern technology. For all you know, this could be AI. This isn't AI. What you're seeing here is not AI. AI would say, no. We want to do quality. We want to do quality. So, I recorded an audio version of this. Now I guess I'm going to record the video version of this and see if this can work or not. What did I cover in the audio version? I was in a good mood. I'm not in a good mood now. I was in a good mood, and then when I recorded the audio version of the podcast, I started talking about Dead Mom, and then I got depressed again. So now I'm kind of back in the depressed area. But I was in a good mood because I thought to myself, all right, I want to write some new stand-up, and I feel like a lot of the stand-up I've been doing is, other than talking about Dead Mom, the other stand-up I'm doing, I thought, this is dated. I've been doing this for a long time. I need to write new stand-up that reflects how I've changed over the last 10 years. And then I realized I have not changed over the last 10. Nothing has changed. I've still only had one sexual partner. Nothing has changed. Oh, but that can't be all, Josh. There has to be more to you than just the number of sexual partners that you had. Not in the world of stand-up. And many other ways. It is a perfect reduction of the fact that I have not changed in 10 years. I'm playing Star Trek Online right now. I wasn't playing Star Trek Online 10 years ago, but is there much of a difference between what I was doing 10 years ago? I'm rewatching Star Trek Deep Space Nine right now. I know I was doing that 10 years ago. Whether or not I was playing Star Trek Online, the change. It's a minor blip on the spectrographical analysis of how I have changed. The one advantage of recording this in the car, I can scream. I don't feel like I could do that when I'm walking up and down the street in the neighborhood. I feel like I can't scream then. Now I feel like I can scream. And I can look at myself while I'm doing it. I need to train myself to look into the camera more. Is that better? Yes. Don't you feel like we're relating now? So, yes. Long story short, I'm working on it. I'm working on new material. You know what the message here is? I need to live my life more. I need to do more interesting things so that I have something to talk to you about other than Star Trek Online. Here's the intersection of nerd and obsessive compulsive right here. So, for a long time in my mind, obsessive compulsive wise, Star Trek Voyager has been bad luck. I feel nervous even talking about it. Because on the day I found out I didn't make it into advanced acting, I happened to watch an episode of Star Trek Voyager, and now the two of those are like tied in my mind as being connected. And then recently, a few years ago, I thought, I'm going to try to get over this. I'm going to get over this. I'm going to watch episodes of Star Trek Voyager to prove that it's not a bad luck thing. And I watched an episode of Star Trek Voyager, and then my mom was in the hospital a day later. So I'm flipping out over this. But I'm soldiering through. Anyway, in the game Star Trek Online, I can play as a lot of different ships. And I've been playing as the Galaxy-class Enterprise from The Next Generation. I was the Sovereign class Enterprise from Star Trek First Contact, Star Trek Insurrection, and Star Trek Nemesis. I was the Defiant, but I thought to myself, I want to try Voyager. So I was playing as Voyager, and I got to tell you, it was going well. The gameplay was going well. Voyager, it's just maneuverable enough for me to dodge certain things, but it's also just strong enough for me to survive the barrage of being attacked by others. It's got some nice, because it's a science vessel, I guess it has different features than some of the other ones. It's so less firepower, but you can do interesting things like cause a gravity well, so the other ships kind of just guide toward it and can't maneuver. It's quite nice. It's good. Of all the ships, it feels the most passive aggressive, and I'm digging it. So I hope that this doesn't cause bad things to happen. Or maybe the better way of looking at it is that bad things always happen, and I'm equating and connecting the dots on 2 points where they shouldn't be. But here's the other weird thing about that. Speaking of, I didn't get into advanced acting when I was in high school, and that I was tortured by that. I was depressed about that for years. Still depressed. Well, or am I? I had a dream recently, and for years after that, I would keep having this reoccurring dream where I was back in high school, and I knew I didn't need to be in high school. Like I knew I had graduated from college, but I was choosing to go back and not studying for a test. And the most recent dream I had, I was back in high school, knowing I didn't need to be there, auditioning for the play, and there was, and in the dream I was like, I had no care in the world whether or not I got the play. Like there was no drama in the drama, if you will. It was almost like I was okay with it. I was at peace with it. And I'm wondering if maybe I'm finally at peace with this whole advanced acting thing. Or terrible things are about to happen. One of the two. I'm not sure. All I can tell you is that I played as the Voyager, and it was fun! I enjoyed it! And I want to do it again! You know, recording the video in the car is nice. I can scream. It's like my own little private studio. I feel less nervous about it. So we covered Star Trek Online. What were the other things I needed to cover? What did I cover in the last recording of this? Oh, God, I can't remember. I can't remember what I recorded in the last recording. It was 16 minutes of perfection! Or maybe it wasn't. I'm not sure. I'm not entirely sure. It was, I know, I talked about that, and then, oh, right! That's what it was! I think I mentioned this in the last podcast for all two of you who may be listening, and you may both be bots. I may be doing this for the AI. But I did a one-man show at the Vail Comedy Festival, and my dad came to see me, and it was dead mom jokes, basically. And I feel like my grief around my mom has shifted since that trip. And what shifted about it? Well, I guess there's something about spending the night in a hotel room with my dad snoring for the grief to shift. Well, he was snoring all night. And at one point, I felt the spirit of my mother, and maybe this was the spirit of my mother, or maybe I was merely extrapolating what she would say in this situation, but I could hear my mother's voice saying to me loud and clear, "Buy another room! Spend the money, get another room! Just get another room!" And you know what? I listened to her, and I did, and the rest of the trip was much better. So, thank you, Mom, wherever you are. Thank you for thank you for those shouted words of wisdom. All right, 9 minutes in. It's enough. This is enough. This is enough, right? I'm performing at Flappers on Friday or Saturday. Come see me. All right. I'm also doing a spot in Hollywood. Check my Instagram. I'm going to be posting about it. There we go. We did it.